Hi people, how you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It is Sandra here and I am back again with another video from Douglas Murray. Okay, so this is obviously going to be my first time getting into this video. You guys know how it is with Douglas Murray if it's not your first time getting into him, but if it's your first time getting into a Douglas Murray video, I'm gonna say put up your buckles and just be emotionally intelligent, because if you have an opposing or a conflicting perspective to Douglas Murray's, you would possibly be offended. Anyways, let's just hop right into the video.
Not avoid things just because they are unpleasant. And if there were one thing I would wish Muslims in Europe could learn today, as fast as possible, it would be this.
Douglas Murray has never been one to shy away from hard topics. In this video, he addresses the often neglected topic of Islamic integration in the West, the relationship between Islam, Europe, and the broader challenges of immigration and integration. Douglas Murray has been warning us of mass immigration and the integration of Muslims in the West. Douglas Murray did not hold back.
Thank you very much. Tariq says that Europeans associate Islam with violence. There is some truth in that. There is also a very obvious reason for that, which is that Islam is associated with violence. It was not Buddhists who flew planes into the Twin Towers. It was not Hindus or Jews that blew up the London Underground and buses a few years ago. And that simple fact has to be acknowledged if you're even going to start a dialogue. Now, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a pantomime. I'd argue that Europe has done not too badly, considering the circumstances. In the middle of the last century, there was an almost negligible Muslim presence in Europe. At the turn of the 21st, in Western Europe alone, there were 15 to 17 million Muslims. That's a very fast migration, ladies and gentlemen, one of the fastest in human history. And no society would find it easy to deal with that kind of migration. As it happens, European societies, Western European societies have, I think, dealt with this much better than some would. Certainly, Muslims coming to live in Britain and in Western Europe enjoy more rights and better rights, among them freedom of worship, than they do in any Islamic country in the earth here today. We do have a problem. We have a problem when the failures of Islam throughout the world, the failures of all Islamic societies, come here into Britain. Their intolerance of freedom of conscience, their intolerance of apostates, their intolerance of freedom of expression and freedom of speech, their intolerance of minorities, other religious minorities, sexual minorities, their intolerance of gays, their dislike and distrust of half of the population, women, and many, many other things. And the call, what's more, for a parallel legal system within Britain and European societies. This is monstrous. No other group behaves like this, asks for parallel laws. This is a fundamental problem, and it's one we're going to have to deal with. It's a problem between a society, Western Europe, that believes that laws are based on reason, and Islam that believes that they are based on revelation. Between these two ideas, I'm not sure there is very much compromise for Europe. It is not Europe that has let down its Muslims, but the Muslims of Europe that have let down Europe. This is not solely something which we have to say we can never reconcile. Of course we can reconcile this, but we need to be honest about it. We need to be frank about it, and we cannot avoid things just because they are unpleasant. And if there were one thing I would wish Muslims in Europe could learn today, as fast as possible, it would be this: that you have no right in this society not to be offended. You have no right to say that because you don't like something, you can commit violence, or you would like something to be stopped or censored. You have no right to have more hate laws or hate crime laws or hate speech laws just to defend Islam. You have to realize, the Muslims of Europe have to realize, that a society in which even your deepest feelings can be trodden upon is the only society worth living in. And the sooner we can learn that, the sooner that Islam can learn that within Europe, the better. It is not Europe that has failed its Muslims. It is Islam that has failed Europe. I'd argue Islam has failed its Muslims. Thank you.
Douglas Murray's assertion that Islamic extremism is a problem imported into Europe, stemming directly from the religion's radical elements, necessitates a deeper exploration. Murray's viewpoint challenges us to differentiate between the peaceful majority of Muslims and the actions of a radicalized minority. This distinction is crucial in crafting effective counterterrorism strategies that do not alienate the broader Muslim community, yet are robust enough to address the threat of extremism. Statistical insights shed light on the complex nature of this issue, with several attacks and thwarted plots reported annually. However, these actions are perpetrated by a very small fraction of the Muslim population in Europe. This data underscores Murray's point about the need for a nuanced understanding of Islamic extremism, recognizing it as an ideological aberration rather than a reflection of Islam as a whole. Experts like Mayajid Nawaz, a former Islamist turned counter-extremism activist, echo Murray's sentiments. Nawaz advocates for a liberal reform within Islam and the importance of confronting and discrediting extremist ideologies. His work emphasizes the role of ideological narratives in radicalization processes and the necessity of counter-narratives to challenge and replace them. By engaging with moderate Muslim voices and reformers, Europe can find allies within the Muslim community to combat extremism effectively.
We did get into that. I just have this thing, right? I just have this thought just crossed my mind, right? Because like the world is round, or rather the earth is round, so people keep on moving. There is no stagnancy in life. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstance, there really is no stagnancy in life, in the sense that everything moves, be it religion, be it society, be it individuals, be it mindsets, be it gender. Everything changes, everything moves from one thing to another. So it's understandable, and it's also very welcome seeing people migrate to other countries, seeing like countries having brands, people immigrating from their home country to a host country. These things are perfect and normal. But I believe that everyone who leaves their home country to immigrate to some other country is leaving their comfort zone. And everyone typically, naturally, feel most comfortable in their comfort zone. So therefore, anything that's going to take them, anything that's going to make them uproot themselves from such comfort is something that they feel is worthwhile, something that they feel that they need to do. So if an individual is moving from their country to another country, you know that this country you're moving to has so much to offer you that you really want, you really need at this stage of your life, that your country can unfortunately not provide for you at the time being. So therefore, you should be open to a whole lot of things. I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record, observing these things all the time, because I'm like, how am I observing these things? And it's seeming like no other person, or rather like the people who Douglas Murray is talking about, like they're not observing these things as well. Because why would you, like, we cannot eat our cake and have it. I know what he's complaining about, I can understand what he's complaining about, but the truth of the matter is that no one can eat their cakes and have it. Okay, so if you are someone of a different religion, or if you're someone of a different belief, and you are migrating to a country that has a whole different belief and religion as you should have prepared yourself for the things you're going to see, and also prepare your mind to be open. Let yourself be able to absorb what you can deal with, and what you do not want to deal, what you do not want to absorb. You have two options: you accommodate it, or you get yourself out. You get yourself out of there. That's just it. And I got into a video before this one speaking on freedom of speech, where a Muslim was saying that it seems like the world demands like an extra form of freedom of speech from Muslims. And in my head, I'm like, that is not adding up, because we see a lot of cases where extremists feel like they have an excuse to carry out really, really horrible things on people, because they believe that people, were free with their speech concerning their religion, and those people do not worship. Those people do not observe their religion, but so therefore speaking about it make them feel like, okay, they have an upper hand to such actions. And I'm not here to compare, I'm not here to speak down on any religion whatsoever. I genuinely am very open-minded when it comes to religion, very accepting, because I know people who are like, I know Muslims, and the ones I know, they're really beautiful people, they're really welcoming, they're really nice people. So I'm not going to use like extremist and very myopic people who just happen to be Muslims to judge every other person that is worshiping, that is observing the same religion, because that's just going to be me generalizing, and you know, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, to be honest, like, we all should just be ready to absorb the good and try to accommodate the bad. If you want to relocate, if you want to immigrate, if you want to migrate, whatsoever it be, I just feel like I mean, this whole topic, it's really tiring. Like, what anyways, we did get into this. I really want to know what y'all think about this. I want y'all to share your opinions, your thoughts on this. Yeah, basically. But I'll appreciate if you guys do that respectfully, okay? Because if you don't, I mean, the comment doesn't see light, because YouTube actually takes it down. So please, let's be respectful with our comments, and let's just share our thoughts, our opinions, because I really would love to know what you all are thinking. I really love to know what people are thinking outside myself and Douglas Murray. So please do share all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment box. I'm really gonna appreciate it. Please do not hesitate to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you have to subscribe to my channel for more videos as such, and upon to the very next one. Let's keep on staying safe and healthy. So